Have you ever noticed that somewhere along the way, many of us have stopped playing? I can relate to this in so many ways. As an artist, as a marriage and family therapist, and as a follower of Jesus, I kind of got into a rut where I thought, if I take time to create something, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be beautiful. It's got to be wall worthy. And that was really putting a damper on my ability to create and have the fun process of putting things together and thinking of new ways to use my art supplies. So I really wanted to take some time today and actually show you something that I've been doing lately. I'm calling it a creative play journal. And this creative play journal frees me up. It takes all the pressure off to make stuff that can be completely imperfect, but it can also be really special because it can be a place where I can reflect on scriptures, reflect on principles that God has been showing to me, or just to play with different art supplies and see how they work together. So I really want to encourage you to join me here if you would like, and I'm going to actually show you how I'm making a page in my creative play journal. And you can watch and do your own later, or you can make your own creative page journal right along with me if you would like. What you're about to watch is a live creative session I shared with my Facebook community. As I watched it again, I realized it perfectly captures what I mean by a creative play journal. So instead of just explaining it, I thought I'd simply invite you to watch the process. You can also create alongside me if you'd like. A creative play journal is exactly what it sounds like. It's not a scrapbook. It is not an art journal with rules. And it's definitely not something I'm trying to make perfect. It's simply a place where I can play with papers, colors, texture, words, and ideas without worrying about the finished result. It's really important to note that there really is not a right or wrong way to do this. I don't always start with a plan for these creative page journal or creative play journal pages, but sometimes I do. I don't sketch first unless I want to. I don't worry about matching colors unless matching colors give me peace on that particular day. I don't wonder if someone else will like it. Sometimes I cover things up, sometimes I tear things back off. That's part of the fun. For me, the goal isn't making a masterpiece. The goal is enjoying the process. As a therapist, I spent years learning about how our minds work. One thing I discovered is that our brains actually benefit from moments of curiosity and exploration. When everything in life feels like another task to accomplish, giving ourselves permission to simply play can help us relax, think more creatively, and even reduce stress. So as you'll be seeing here in this video, there are different things that I like to use in my creative play journal at different times. Sometimes I will use pages from old books or books that I've gone and purchased at a thrift store that I know I won't mind tearing out certain images or cutting out words, using all kinds of things from these old book pages. Another thing I might use, tissue papers, scrapbook papers. I tend to purchase, when they go on sale, big notebooks full of scrapbook papers. They're all different colors and designs. And I like to pick several of these notebooks out and flip through them and just let the colors kind of dictate what I'm going to create that day. Another thing I'll use is stamps sometimes, or washi tape. I will sometimes use handwritten thoughts, magazine words, bits of packaging, or cards that I've received, greeting cards. Sometimes I'll use music, lyrics, if I'm not sharing copyrighted text. I will pick out just favorite colors, pressed flowers, and sometimes I'll use paint inside of my creative play journals. Almost anything can become part of the story. Sometimes I'm thinking about a Bible verse, or like in this page that I'm creating, a simple phrase. Sometimes I'm processing something God has been teaching me. Sometimes I'm simply having an attitude of thanks toward the Lord for something beautiful I noticed that day. Sometimes there's hardly any writing at all in the pages, and other times I want to write more. Not every page has to teach a lesson. Sometimes the lesson is simply slowing down long enough to notice God's presence. If you've ever looked at social media and thought, I could never make something like that, I hope this encourages you. Your creative play journal doesn't have to impress anyone. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't even have to be finished. It just has to belong to you. If you'd like to try this, don't overthink it. Grab an old notebook or go to Michael's and buy a simple little mixed media pad or art journal. Use papers you already have around your house. Cut up an old calendar, save envelopes or postcards or greeting cards, tear magazine pages, use children's art supplies. You really don't need fancy supplies. This page I've made here, I will never hang on a wall. In fact, no one may ever see it again after this, but while I made it, I slowed down. I smiled to myself. I noticed beauty. I spent time with God. And honestly, that's what makes it one of the most worthwhile things I created this week. So I would love to know from you, what would a creative play journal look like if you kept one? Would it be full of paint and paper, Bible verses, things you find in nature, collage? Let me know in the comments. I love hearing how God is inviting each one of us to create in our own unique way. Until next time, remember, your creativity has purpose, your sensitivity is a gift, and your life matters. Thanks for joining me.